Welcome back to another segment of One Sports. For this segment, we will be hitting the hardwood and talking about some NCAA basketball. With me today are hoop experts George Lights Out Adams and Steve, the purest of all point guards, Normington. For our first topic, Steve, I have this question for you. Which team, ranked outside of the top 10 at this point, will make a deep March Madness run?
I think you've got to go with Wisconsin here. They have one of the best point guards in the country. Come on, Jordan Taylor, 19 points a game. He's prolific.
Player. He's their only good player.
It doesn't matter.
They have to replace John Lure and Keaton Ankeville in the front court. They're not going to be any good.
They have Evan Anderson, great big center, 6'10", 260. That's going to be some big size to bang around with the big boys in the post.
It's going to be Baylor. Baylor's going to make a deep run. They have a bunch of talent. One of the best front courts in the nation, Perry Jones, Quincy Acey, and
But they
Quincy
lost their
Miller.
biggest scorer last year, Dunn. Best player in Big 12 history.
But they still have, that front court is still really good. Their problem last year was turnovers. They now have a JUCO transfer in Pierre Jackson who will be able to split the time at point.
But
so,
if you want to go deep in the playoffs, you've got to have a good defensive team. That's what Wisconsin basketball preaches. Baylor is about running the floor, scoring points. Defense wins championships. Baylor's not going to get to the Final Four.
Guys, you both make really good points. Baylor has a tougher road this year. We'll see how that works out. But we have focused on teams now. What freshmen do you guys think will make the biggest impact this season? George?
It's got to be Austin Rivers. I mean, Duke has lost Smith, Singler, and Irving, and Rivers has got to step up. He's going to be relied on so much.
There's no question he's a prolific player, and I think the best decision he made in his life was going to Duke and playing for Coach K, because he's in high school. He's a selfish player, and that's one of his biggest problems. He's going to have to learn how to pass and accommodate for other talents on his team. But the most interesting player I think this year is Anthony Davis. 6'10", 7'4" wingspan. He grew 7 inches his senior year. Was originally a guard. This guy's going to be crazy. He can shoot from the outside. I want to see this guy play. It's going to be amazing.
But like, if we're talking impact, though, it's definitely got to be Rivers, because Anthony Davis, he has a ton of talent
a plethora
at Kentucky.
of talent.
So I mean, I'm just if it was Rivers is going to make more of the impact because he's going to be more relied on.
I like Rivers, but I am going to throw 7 inches my senior year too. So I got that going for me now. Our last topic now is. There's a lot of interesting Week 1 matchups. Which one do you guys think is the most intriguing?
Okay, well, there's a game that's being played on a ship. That's pretty interesting. But I got to go with Kansas and Kentucky. And the reason here is Bill Self lost 3 out of his 6 recruits. And I want to see how the team pulls it together. He's a great coach, and I think he's going to be able to pull it together and have this team make a run deep in the playoffs.
But see, that's the thing, though, is I think Kentucky is too talented for Kansas in the first game, so they're probably going to blow them out.
There are a bunch of freshmen that have never played together.
Still, talent can win you a bunch of games. I'll give you a game that probably a little under the radar. Belmont at Duke.
Okay, tell me why.
Belmont returning 9 of 11 players. All their players last year averaged under 24 minutes playing time. It was a 30-win season. Duke, lost Smith, Singler, and Irving, so it ought to be an interesting game.
But Belmont last year was 0-5 against the top 50.
Still, they could have made, if not for a poor matchup with Wisconsin in the tournament last year, they could have made a deep run in the tournament, but,
Guys, there are certainly not enough good, interesting games this week, but honestly, we have some good ones. But unfortunately, our time is done. I enjoyed it, though, guys. To all of you, our viewers out there, thank you for joining us, and hope that you stick around for our next segment, where we take our debates outside to the gridiron to talk some college football. Stay tuned.